Hi guys, so today we will be dealing with the theorem of Pythagoras. Okay, so what is a theorem? It's something that has been proven already and that under certain conditions we know that that theorem is true. Okay, so for example, if we look at this Cokie, we know that if the cap is a certain color and the back part is the exact same color, that the Cokie is then also that color. So if I have a black top, black bottom, and I'm dealing with a black Cokie. Okay, so I don't have to every time check, do I have a black Cokie? I just need to look for those two certain conditions. Okay, so tying in that with the theorem of Pythagoras, the conditions that we need here is firstly to have a right angle triangle. Okay, so like the word says, right angle, meaning we need to have a right angle present in our triangle. Okay, then also this side that you see over here, which is the longest side of our triangle, is known as the hypotenuse. Okay, so like I just said, it's the longest side of our triangle. It is also the side that is opposite the right angle. Okay, now the theorem of Pythagoras is a formula used to figure out one of the sides or lengths of a right angle triangle if the other two are known. So for example, if we had this side over here and this side, we'd use our theorem of Pythagoras to figure out our unknown side over there. Now the formula that we use to do that is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Okay, and we attach each letter to one side on our triangle over here. So with our c, that will always be our hypotenuse, and our a and b are interchangeable with our two other unknown sides. Okay, so I'll have a there, b there, and c over there. Like I said, each letter represents a distance or length of a particular side in our triangle. So let's just do a couple of examples just to go through our theorem of Pythagoras. So for our first example over here, I'm just going to fill in two side lengths and then we are going to get the other one. So I'll put 3 here, 4 here, and then we are going to find our unknown, which is our hypotenuse. Okay, so like I said, each side represents a letter. So over here I'll have 3 squared plus 4 squared is equal to our unknown c squared. Okay, and we know that 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and obviously we are trying to find out what is our c. Then we'll say 9 plus 16 is 25, and that is equal to c squared. Now remember, we are trying to find c and not c squared, so we need to square root both sides that we are left with just c on the side over here. So I'm going to square root my 25, and I'm also going to square root my c squared. The square root of 25 leaves me with 5, and the square root of c squared is just c. And therefore we have now proven our unknown side, which is then just going to be 5. Okay, then I'm just going to go through another example where instead of finding our hypotenuse, we are now going to find one of our other unknown sides. Okay, so in this example, I have 26 over here, 24 over here, and then I'm going to find my unknown side over there. So because you are trying to find a or b, I'm going to change the subject of my formula, and I'm going to say a squared is equal to, my c squared stays on the side, but now because my b squared goes over, it goes from a plus b squared to a minus b squared. Okay, looking at our second example, instead of trying to find our hypotenuse, we're going to try and find one of our other unknown sides. Okay, so let's say our hypotenuse is 26 and this side over here is 24, with this one being our unknown. Okay, and also as we are now going to be trying to find a or b, we need to make that our subject of our formula. So I'm going to make it a squared, and then c squared stays c squared, but now my plus b squared is going over, So it will go from plus b squared to minus b squared. Okay, and now I'll just sub in. So my a squared stays a squared because that's the thing I'm trying to find out. And then my hypotenuse is 26, so this becomes 26 squared. And my b is 24, so that becomes minus 24 squared. Okay, my a squared still stays a squared. My 26 squared comes to 676. 24 squared is now 576. And if we subtract those two from each other, we are left with 100. Okay, once again remember, we are trying to find a and not a squared. So we need to square root both sides. So if I square root a squared and I square root 100, I'm left with a on the left hand side, and the square root of 100 is 10. Okay, so therefore my unknown side a will now become 10. Okay, thanks guys.